you ready for Sports Plus Online? Have you got your water bottle? And have you got your pen? Let's go!
Welcome to Sports Plus Online. All carrot, no stick.
Put the kettle on. We'll see you soon.
It's nearly time for Sports Plus Live, so pop the kettle on, get yourself a hot chocolate, and we'll see you soon.
Hi from Dublin. Ready to go? Got your water bottle? Got your pen? Let's go.
Hello, Kirsten here from Sports Plus Perth. Welcome to Sports Plus Online. Woo!
We're nearly ready to kick off Sports Plus Online live tonight. And tonight, we're doing the big Sports Plus quiz. So you'll need two devices, one to watch the live show and one for your answer sheet. So grab your two devices now, we're kicking off soon.
Bill Jack here, Moncton Sports Plus, checking in and hoping you have a great 3 days ahead. Welcome to Sports Plus Online. Don't be late, we're starting soon.
It's nearly time for Sports Plus Live, so pop the kettle on, get yourself a hot chocolate, and we'll see you soon.
Hello, Kirsten here, Perth Sports Plus. Welcome to Sports Plus Online.
In sport, preparation is key. And to be prepared for Sports Plus Online live tonight, you're going to need your notebook, a pen, and a Bible. Be prepared. It's coming now.
Hey, it's time. Sports Plus Online. Time to tee off. Let's go.
Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Belfast Sports Plus, and I want to welcome you to Sports Plus Online.
And welcome
to your Easter Sports Plus online show. Look, it is brilliant having you tune with us live here tonight. My name is Phil. I'm a rugby coach from Ballymena, coming to you live from Belfast. And you know, Saz, I'm just up the road from Campbell College. And if you don't know, I know we did live here tonight. Belfast or Campbell College is the home of Belfast Sports Plus. That is where I'm coming from tonight. And look, Saz, tonight you're joining me, and we're so excited. Campbell College is the home, and Belfast Sports Plus. Where are you coming from tonight? Tell us, what's your sport? How long have you been involved in Sports Plus? Obviously, your debut tonight, but I'm sure you've been involved before. The home and.
Thank you so much. As you said, I am Saz and I am here in Cambridge, which is the southeast of England. And I play hockey. I'm a hockey player and I play for a club called Cambridge South Hockey Club. And you might have seen me around at Sports Plus. I do Repton Camp is my main camp. And then I've also done Perth a few times as well. I'm really excited to be here online at Sports Plus, and some of you might have tuned in to this morning's fitness, and it was really good and hard, as we'll talk about in a little bit. Also, we heard from the Bible this morning, and we were set a sporting challenge. And tonight in the live show, we're going to be looking at some of these clips of the sporting challenges as well. And a special welcome to any of you who are new and haven't joined Sports Plus before. Phil, why didn't you tell us what is Sports Plus all about? Give us a one-liner.
Yeah, well, Saz, you've mentioned some of the things that we do, but look, everything we do at Sports Plus, whether it's Sports Plus Online, whether it's Sports Plus Extra, Sports Plus Summer Camps, everything we do is all about serious sports action for the serious sports player, while helping you connect faith in Jesus with your sport. So it's as simple as that. That is what Sports Plus is all about.
Oh, great. And we've got a great evening ahead as well. Looking forward to seeing some of the challenges and the quiz later. We've got a little quiz and we've got an interview and we've got a talk. And we've also got news and update on Sports Plus for the summer as well. And for those who are regulars to Sports Plus and have been before, you'll know that each year we have a theme. Phil, why don't you tell us, what's the theme for this evening?
Yeah, so the theme that we're looking at Sports Plus Online is certain hope. So if you tuned in this morning, you'll have heard from Lois. Lois was chatting and unpacking what certain hope actually is. Remember, she was saying in like rugby, when you kick to the corner, you hope to get the 5 points, but it's a bit of wishful thinking. Well, you know, Lois shared that certain hope in Jesus is not like that. It's exactly what it says. It's certain, it's rock solid hope. And tonight we're going to be hearing from Hampo as he unpacks just a little bit more about what that certain hope in Jesus is. So, you know, really exciting hearing from this morning, and I can't wait to unpack that a little bit later in tonight's show.
Yeah, definitely. And something else that is really exciting is that sport is back on. I cannot wait to get back out there on the hockey pitch and playing and competing and seeing my teammates. It feels like it's been quite a long year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't we check out this video and see what's been going on?
These are the pictures that tell the story of our year. A year like no other. When sport stopped, when competition paused, when life as we know it changed like we could never imagine. We had lockdown 1, 2, and then 3. We had players taking a knee. We trained indoors. We trained outdoors, and top-level sport went behind closed doors. Our plans, once written down, now taken a day at a time. Our goals had to change, but our hope remained. This year we ran, we biked, we talked, we trained, we coached, we stayed, we quizzed, we laughed, we cried, we loved, we prayed. Together. We may have been apart, but we've never been alone. Our sport may have changed, but our God has not. And now, with God's help, we're ready again. We're committed to pray. We're ready to play. And we're prepared to say, So let's go. Together, we are Christians in sport.
Great video there, Saz, isn't it? A year like it's been said, and I'm sure you're dying to get stuck back into your hockey, as you've mentioned. I'm sure all of us watching are dying to get stuck back in. And you know, today for some of us, it might have been the first bit of sport that we've actually done a while with. Well, not sport, but our morning workout that we did this morning. Saz, how did you get on with it this morning?
Yeah, it was really good. Thanks. It was good. It was challenging. It was fun. I particularly found the Easter bunny hops pretty hard. How about you? Did you do it?
Do you know, it was the first. Yeah, I've done a little bit, but I did find it quite strenuous. I'm not gonna lie, I was blowing a little bit harder than I thought I would, Saz. But look, the less said about that, the better. Do you know, it's a great way to start the day, wasn't it? Getting out, getting the morning fitness going, but made even better by what came next. The challenge, the crossbar challenge, everyone's favorite, Saz. Tell me, how did you get on with it?
Oh, the challenge. You know what? I went Easter themed. I thought that was pretty fun. And instead of using a ball, I used a mini Easter egg.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cute. Did you do it?
No such creativity with me, to be honest. It's just a brush shaft, 2 chairs, ball. Give myself a bit of a challenge with a bit of distance. Had to go through a door frame, but no Easter eggs with me. So look, well, I'm sure we'll see you in the highlights reel we're about to watch now. You guys at home have been sending in your highlights, so let's check out the video and look out for yourself in our crossbar challenge video.
When you're ready.
Oh, such great clips. It brought a smile to my face watching that. And I saw your one. It was good. Tell me, did you get it first time?
Do you know, I think there must have been a bit of a slip in the audio. It sounded like I said first time, but I did actually say 30 just before then. So I was just 30 first time.
Oh, I loved it. And I particularly like the trampoline one with them bouncing, but then also throwing a ball and hitting the crossbar.
Yeah, impressive stuff, wasn't it?
And the guy, did you see the one where he threw the ball, like wasn't even looking, managed to hit it? Very, very good. Thanks for sending those clips in. Really great. So tonight, tell me, what are we going to be looking at in particular?
Yes, so remember, tonight's theme, certain hope. Lo showed us this morning that having a trust and a faith in Jesus brings certain hope. And you know, Saz, Certain hope is something that every one of us in the world seek for, especially at the moment when things are so uncertain. And later on tonight, as we say, Hampo is going to be just explaining a little bit more off the back of the resurrection of Jesus that we celebrate this time at Easter, going to John's Gospel to look at that certain hope that is only found in Jesus. So much more on that later.
Oh, great. Looking forward to hearing Hampo. But hey, tell me, Phil, it wouldn't be a Sports Plus without a little bit of competition, would it?
You are dead right, Sam.
Yeah, so we have a really exciting sports quiz, online quiz to get going with. So here you go. This is what you need to do. You need to grab a second device, a tablet, a phone, another computer, and you need to head over to the page. Can you see it on the bottom of the screen? christiansinsport.org.uk/SP quiz. And hopefully you'll come across a page and you can put in your details there. So grab your device and head over to that page there. What else, Phil? What else do we need to know?
Yeah, so when you've got on the website, when you've got the quiz sheet or the answer sheet, in front of you, here is what the quiz is going to look like, okay? 1 round, 10 questions. Here's what the round is. It's an observation round, Saz. What that means is you're going to be showing something. You have to observe it, record it in your memory, and answer the questions on what you've just seen. Here's what you're going to see. A sports video. We're not going to give you any more details than that. That's what you're going to see. Watch it, take it all in, answer the 10 questions. You'll have 30 seconds for each question. Once we've done the 10 questions, we're going to have a tiebreaker to separate and see who is going to have won this Sports Plus online big quiz. So as we're going to then come back, do your answers right at the end of the show. We have to count them all up, see who's won, make sure we're making no mistakes, and then we're going to see who is the winner of the Sports Plus online quiz. So tell us, we've got this sheet, we've got our answer sheet now, hopefully. We know what we're doing. Tell us though, before we dive in and we watch the video, what are the top tips as for success in an observation round?
Yeah, good question. I love this round. I feel it's often a strong part for me. So I think definitely top tip number 1 would be grab pen and paper. Grab pen and paper or a pencil and get writing notes. Number 1. Number 2, I reckon look at the background. Often there's stuff in the background, detail that you need to know. And number 3, I think just write down everything. Write down all the details, the colours, the people, the numbers, everything. And then I reckon you're sure to win if you do all of that.
There we go, Saz. Remember everything and you'll be sure to win. That's a good top tip. I like it. Well, look, we've got the top tips. The video's ready to be played. We're ready to go. I hope you're ready. Let's watch the clip.
Let me tell you why we do it. Because we were born to play. Because it's in our blood and in our bones. Because God gave us talents, passions, and opportunities. And when we're playing sport, we know we were made for this. Yet we spoil it. We don't play the way God wants us to. We so often use sport to serve ourselves, to earn love, identity, glory, security, success, approval for ourselves. We rejected God. We try to replace Him and face the consequences. But God loved us and reached out to us through His Son, Jesus, who lived among us, who died for us so we can be forgiven, to free us from our sin. He rose up from death and offers us new life, a new relationship with God for everyone who returns to Him. That's why there's a new way to play. Wherever we are, whatever our sport, we remember God's love for each one of us. We remember the new life He's called us to. And now we play with joy and freedom, the sport We were born to play.
Oh, what a great clip, Sass.
Yeah.
So, here, right, listen, we've got the questions. We've only got 30 seconds each. Will we dive in? Here we go. Question number 1. The counter's going. First one. What colour swim cap is the lady adjusting her goggles wearing? Think you've got that one, Saz?
Yeah, well, I've remembered everything, so I'm good to go.
Right, of course. Top tip number 3. You can't forget it.
Oh, do you think you know?
I actually don't, Saz. I don't have a clue, I must say. There we go. 1 second left. Question 2.
Question 2. What is the name of the Kenyan runner written on his top who is leading the 800-meter race?
I think I might have that one, Saz.
I don't think I do. This is meant to be my strong round.
Yeah, let's hope the young people at home have taken heed of those top tips. They've written that one down.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're on to question number 3 now. What number is the volleyball player we see serving the ball wearing? A numbers one. Do you know, Saz, that's always that's where my mind naturally goes to observation. I go for the numbers, go for the colours. That would serve well so far if the young people at home have done that.
Yeah. And sports. It's the other thing.
Absolutely.
Question number 4. What position is the netball player who receives and passes the ball? I think I've got that one.
Oh, are you a netball fan, Saz?
Yeah, I used to play actually.
Very good. So you're familiar with all the positions?
Yeah, that's potentially why it's helped me with this one.
Yeah. We go on to question number 5. What company is sponsoring the football player who receives the yellow card?
That's tricky. That's looking at everything.
Yeah, that is. You've got to have beady eyes.
Yeah, beady eyes. It's true.
Yeah.
Remember everything in beady eyes.
Yeah, you can't miss a trick.
On to question number 6. Question number 6. Which hand of the winning boxer does the referee raise in the ring?
You know what, Lisa, in this one, 50-50.
Yeah.
Take a stab in the dark. You've got a good chance of getting it right.
Yeah, it's true. Trying to picture it. Trying to...
Yeah. There we go. Well, we're on to question number 7 now. We're flying through them. Question 7. What is the sum of the numbers involved in the football substitution displayed on the 4th official's board? What's the sum of numbers involved in the football substitution displayed on the 4th official's board? I remember the moment, Saz. I remember him holding it up.
Yeah. What is the sum? Ooh. Question number 8.
Yeah.
Which nation's flag is displayed on the skydiver's suit? Which nation's flag is displayed on the skydiver's suit? Do you think you know that one?
Do you know, Saz? I don't think I do. I'm more thinking when I read that, I was thinking I would love to do a skydive. That's where my mind was going, Saz. Have you ever done a skydive?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I haven't. Hence why I'd love to do one.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Concentrate. You'll never win.
Yeah, we're on question 9 anyway. Well, here, what number is displayed in the vest of the runner raising her arms as she finishes the marathon? Another numbers one. Lots of vests.
I nearly did a skydive once, but chickened out. Question number 10, last but not least. Where in the goal does the handball player score her penalty? Where in the goal does the handball player score her penalty?
I'm confident with this one, Saz. I think I know it. Yeah. I can picture it.
I'm not so confident. It's somewhere in there because I've remembered everything.
Somewhere, well, yeah, somewhere in the net. Anyway, well, here, listen, we're on the tiebreaker. This is the big one, the one to separate everything. 30 seconds. How many sports people and officials in total do we see in the clip? I'll tell you what, Saz, that is a toughie. You know, there was a lot of people in that clip, a lot of sports people, a lot of officials. But
might have to be a guesstimate. Yeah. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that is it. 30 seconds to submit your answers. It'll be down at the bottom. You can hit submit. Go over very quickly. Ones you think you might want to change, ones you're a little bit unsure of. Get an answer in. Submit that last tiebreaker. Go with your gut instinct if you're still panicking or wondering what it could be. You've got 10 seconds.
Don't submit late.
Do not submit late.
Oh, I'm excited.
And there we go.
We're done.
So that's it. What a quiz. Quick fire, rapid, unbelievable observation round, Sports Plus online quiz. Look, we've got to stay around. We've got to find out those answers. We're going to hear them at the end, hear the results. And who knows, maybe you, I'm looking at you, could be the winner. So stay tuned. We're going to hear, as we say, who is the winner at the end of the live show.
Nice. Very nice. Well, as it's already been mentioned, the theme for this evening is certain hope. And tonight we're going to hear from Hampo. Now, Hampo is a familiar face probably to you if you have done Sports Plus Perth or Sports Plus Brecon. And he is going to be sharing with us in a moment.
He certainly is, Saz. And look, before we hear from him, do grab your Bible, grab your pen, grab your notebook. In your Bible, turn to John chapter 20. That's where we're going to be looking from tonight. And the reading is also going to appear on your screen, which you can follow along with now. So let's watch the video and hear from our reading.
John 20, 24 to 29. Now Thomas, also known as Didymus, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here, see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed."
I remember going on summer holidays with my family when I was younger, and we loved the beach. So we'd often go to Cornwall. It was a long drive from Wales to Cornwall, but whenever we started to get close, there was always one game that we would play. First to see the sea. You know it, right? Yeah, you're on the motorway for hours, you're driving through the country lanes, and mum or dad pipes up, "First to see the sea wins!" And then all of a sudden it's game on. Everyone is stretching their necks, desperately hoping to be the first person to see a flash of blue or some waves crashing up against the rocks. Now, there's two things I loved most about that game. Here's the first one, winning it. I was the youngest in my family, so if I could ever beat my brother and sister in anything, I was buzzing. But the second reason I love the game so much is because seeing the sea marked the start of the holiday. That was the moment to start getting really excited. All those hopes of bodyboarding in the sea, digging massive holes in the beach, eating endless ice cream, suddenly started to become a reality, a certainty. It's brilliant. But with that in mind, come with me now to those verses again. It's a big moment. Here's why. For about 3 years, Jesus has been walking alongside a group of people who have actually become really good friends. But then everything goes wrong. In the space of about 24 hours, he's hosting a meal for them all, and then suddenly gets arrested, beaten up, spat on, slagged off by everyone, and hung up on a wooden cross to die. Those good times, the tight friendship, ruined. More than that, the leader, the one who brought everyone together, he's gone. Can you imagine what it must have been like for them? Can you imagine how they must have felt? See, some of them loved Jesus. They just wanted him to be able to be sat next to him again. Some of them really trusted Jesus, and none of them had anyone who knew them the way Jesus did. And a lot of them, they really followed Jesus. He was their leader. But more than that, you know what? They wanted him to be everybody's leader. They had hopes that he might eventually be the king of the land, the one who would finally topple that Roman rule and make things better for everyone. But you know what? All those hopes, all those dreams, all of those desires, gone. Gone. Crushed. Jesus is dead. Until this happened. On the evening of that first day of the week, when the disciples were together with the doors locked for fear of the Jewish leaders, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." And after he said this, he showed them his hands and his side. The disciples were overjoyed when they saw the Lord. Oh, can you imagine what that must have felt like? Oh my goodness. You know it in sport, don't you? You know, you're involved in any form of competition and it just feels like the game is over. The race is done and dusted. There's no chance. It's all finished. The result is certain. And then out of nowhere, things just suddenly change and you go on to win. It's incredible, isn't it? That must have been what it was like, or at least a little bit like, for those people in the room in this moment. Those tears of pain suddenly turned to tears of joy. All the doom and the gloom and the sorrow smashed. Now with cheers, laughter, high fives all around, hugs. All though, except for one person, Thomas. He's not there. He finds out about it a little bit later on when his mates come up and find him and tell him what's happened. But you see, Thomas's reaction, did you see it? It's very different to everyone else. Look at it again. But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand in his side, I will not believe." Thomas is having none of it. Well, look how it unfolds for Thomas again. Verse 26. A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand. Put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Oh, right. Game-changing moment, yeah? This is no longer second-hand information for Thomas. No, this is in-his-face information that he cannot avoid. And just notice two things with me here. See, the first thing, Jesus makes him do exactly the thing he demanded needed to happen if he was ever going to believe what his mates were claiming. So this wasn't like a distancy in the back of someone's head hoping it was Jesus. No, this is daylight, real time, life on life with other people in the room watching on. And secondly, notice what Jesus says to him. Do you see it? Stop doubting and believe. See, Thomas has got a choice to make in this moment. Continue doubting, call his mates crazy, ignore the bloke in front of him who's claiming to be Jesus, or realize it's actually him. That his mates were true, they were right, and Jesus is alive right in front of him. That was the choice he had to make. And verse 28 tells us what he chose. Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." What did Thomas do? He stopped doubting and he believed. Maybe you sat there though now and you think, cool story, thanks Dave, but you know what, no chance. Not having it. No chance. Maybe you're thinking, could have happened, and I don't really doubt it, but you're honest, it doesn't really make much difference to me. Well, maybe you sat there and And you're just starting to think, do you know what, if this is true, if Jesus actually did come back to life, then this is a pretty big deal, because I don't know anyone has ever done that. I wonder how you're thinking and what you're feeling. Well, we're going to hear from someone now who, like Thomas, had his doubts, but then eventually believed that Jesus is alive and who he claims to be. And we're just going to hear briefly of what difference this makes to his life.
Great. Well, hello everyone. Today I am joined with Yamika. Yamika is a rugby coach living over in Scotland. Yamika, before we dive in, we're going to be unpacking our theme of certain hope just a little bit more and hearing from you on that. But before we get there, tell us greatest sporting moment. Rugby coach at the moment, but what's been your greatest sporting moment throughout your sporting life?
So yeah, good question. I like that question. So I'll maybe give you two. I know you only asked for one, but I'll maybe give you two. So from playing perspective, when I was playing, had some pretty cool moments. But I think for me, when I was probably about 20, I was part of a team that won the Carrick Sevens, which is a big sevens tournament over here in Northern Ireland.
I know it well.
So that was really good, great experience, really good fun, with a good bunch of lads. And then now as a coach, had a pretty cool experience about 3 years ago now. I coached first 15 of a school team, and we were having a really good season, and we got to the Schools Cup final, and that was against our biggest rivals from across the road, and we ended up playing at Murrayfield, and we won the Schools Cup. So that's the biggest schoolboy tournament in Scotland, and we managed to beat our biggest rivals in Murrayfield using the home changing room, and that was a fantastic experience for the group of boys that I was involved with at that time.
Fair play, Yamika. You must be some coach leading the boys to victory. Well, listen, look, obviously we're chatting to you today, Yamika, because you're a Christian and you'll say you find certain hope in Jesus. But before we get there, tell us, looking back throughout your life of being a Christian, has there been any moments where you've had doubts about Christianity and your faith? If so, why don't you share what some of those were?
Yeah, so I was brought up in a Christian home. So for as long as I remember, faith and Christianity was a big part of my life. I went to church, twice on a Sunday in some cases, went to youth group and youth club, anything you can name, I probably had attended. And so for a long time, I think I had quite a basic understanding of what Christianity was, in the sense that I felt that I had a relationship with Jesus because I went to church and because my family were Christians at the time. But as I grew older, I went through a particularly difficult time when I was around 17. So my parents at that point separated. And in that same month, my younger brother was playing rugby and hurt his neck quite badly. And he had to go to hospital and was in hospital for a month in a neck brace because he was very close to being paralysed. And I remember for the first time in my life, things weren't as I felt they should be. And because of that, I started to ask questions about where God was in all of that, because my basic understanding of Christianity was that if you're a Christian, life was pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And so this all challenged my perspective. And so at that point, I started to really question, who God is and what he was, because I didn't understand how that would compute with my circumstances at that point in time.
Yeah, so obviously those tough situations lead you to asking questions and maybe even some doubts. And Mika, tell us when did you stop doubting and really put your trust in Jesus, even in the midst of those tough times, and what led you to that point?
Yeah, so during that period of time, I was actually part of a group from a company called Exodus. So we were going on an outreach team, and as part of that process, we would have had weekly meetings where we would look at the Bible and look at Jesus's claims and what those meant for us at that time. And throughout that process, we asked some really big questions. And I think for me, the moment I sort of had some answers that dealt with my doubt was when we looked at the role of the cross in terms of Jesus dying on the cross. And through those lessons, I was able to learn, that through the cross, Jesus actually understands more about our suffering than we can ever imagine. He didn't remain removed from us. He actually came into our world and lived among us and lived a life as a man. And then he went to the cross and died a really brutal death. And so for me, understanding the fact that he actually understood pain and suffering was a massively pivotal moment for me in my life. And looking at the fact that he didn't actually just understand pain and suffering, he came to deal with it once and for all. And most importantly, he came to deal with my sin. So for me, understanding that was a really life-changing moment. for the first time in my life, probably. I had a really clear perspective on what it was to follow Jesus, what it meant for him to come and die for me as an individual through that.
Yeah, great. And you've said there, you've explained how the cross, Jesus dying, has paid and dealt with sin, dealt with pain, dealt with suffering. Today, obviously,
it's great to hear from you, Mika. Just a little bit of what his journey has been like. He goes on to explain that the resurrection of Jesus gives him certain hope. Question for you, though, is this: what does it look like for you to have certain hope in life? The problem with most of the things we put our hope in is actually they can change so easily, can't they? You remember my family holidays I was telling you about? I'll never forget one of them. I was looking forward to this one quite a lot, but on the first day we were on the beach and I was having an apple. And as I took a bite of this apple, a wasp flew into my mouth and the sting actually got stuck in my tongue. Panic. My dad threw me on his back, ran us to the top of the hill where the hospital was, and they took it out. I was okay, you'll be pleased to know. But look, for a few days after, I just missed out on all the holiday sweets and treats. My tongue was massive. Look, it's often the way. Stuff we really hope for. Do you know what? It can go wrong, can't it? Or it just doesn't seem to pull through. Thinking about it a little bit more seriously for a second. I don't know, you might hope to be a professional sports person. And look, some people do. But the stats tell for themselves, many people don't. I don't know, all it takes is an injury, a dip in form, a bad day at the trial, and the hope is gone. You might hope in a job which brings money and a nice lifestyle. And look, some people get this. But again, it doesn't always happen. And do you know what? When it does, it isn't guaranteed to last or fulfill. Jobs change. Money fades. Big things happen in life that prevent you from living that lifestyle you hope for. And look, you might hope for a boyfriend or a girlfriend or even a family one day. And look, many people do get this, but again, it's not guaranteed. People change, make wrong choices, relationships end, people die. And look, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here. Please don't hear me that way. The point I'm trying to make is that, do you know what, when we put all our hopes and dreams in things or people around us, and then we start to really build our lives upon them, do you know what, they're far less stable than we realize. All it takes is a couple of big sweeps of the world and all of its challenges, and those hopes are dashed. See, what could it look like to have a hope in life that actually stands the test of time? That whatever you go through, it never fades. It never gets snatched away. It's a hope that is always there and delivers at the end. Well, you remember the conversation Thomas and Jesus had. Let's look one final time at how it ends. Verse 29, Jesus said to Thomas, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." See, Thomas had an extraordinary experience. It was extraordinary. It doesn't happen to everyone. But you see what Jesus is saying to him here. Thomas, you see me with your eyes, and this has helped you believe. But those who don't get to see me but still believe, what are they? They are blessed. Look, if this is the only thing you hear tonight, please hear the heart of Christianity. It's a belief and a trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. It is not rules and regulations. What is it? It's a relationship with a person who knows you, who loves you, who wants to bless you. And see, whether you see him with your very own eyes, like Thomas did, or whether you read the eyewitness accounts that we've got of people like Thomas and others who were there at the time, the big question is, are you going to believe in him? And all of this hinges actually on whether Jesus rose again, the moment that we're reading about here. Look, if Jesus stays dead, what is he? He's either an absolute lunatic who managed to deceive a load of people, or at best he's, I don't know, a moral teacher whose teaching has managed to last some bit of time. But if he rises again, now he's in a completely different category altogether. Here's what it means. If Jesus genuinely rises again, this is what it means. One, he backs up all his claims that he made about himself. He really is the Son of God. Two, it means the goal of his death, dealing with the sins of the world, forgiving us of the whole lot, he's achieved it. Death didn't win, he did. And here's the third thing. If Jesus really has risen again, well, then there's certain hope that life can carry on beyond the grave. He has smashed death to pieces and come out on the other side, and nothing and no one can change that. Back in chapter 11, Jesus actually brings his friend Lazarus back from the dead. But Lazarus goes on to die. No one else has ever come back to life and stayed alive. Everyone else has gone on to die, all except Jesus. But as Jesus speaks to Lazarus' sister, Martha, he says these amazing words. He says, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Imagine with me just for a second that you go down to your local train station and you want to catch a train from your station to the city centre. Yeah? So you arrive at the platform and you see the board there up in front of you saying that the next train on platform 1, the 10:30 a.m. train, is your train to the city centre. So you read it and you start heading to the platform. But then all of a sudden you kind of have this seed of doubt flash across your mind and you think, is that board telling the truth? Is the train really coming at 10:30, platform 1 to the city centre? So you kind of get yourself a little bit worked up and you think, well, maybe I'll go and ask a couple of people who are waiting on the platform. So you go on up to them with your mask on, of course, and you say to them, excuse me, sorry, this is a bit of a silly question, but can I just ask, is the next train, the 10:30 one on platform, can I just check, is it going to the city centre? And they all nod and say, yes, it's going to the city centre. So you kind of breathe a sigh of relief. And you walk a couple of steps and it comes over your head again. But I don't know they're true. How do I know they're telling the truth? Can I really trust them? And then you look down and the train starts to roll up. And you hear then over the tannoy the announcer, next train on platform 1 is the 10:30 to the city centre. You don't know what to do. Look, question. How do you ultimately know if the train is for the city centre or not? Here's what you do. You trust and believe the information that you've been given, and then you act upon it. You step on at platform 1 at your station, and you step off at the city centre. Look, the signs are there. We have the eyewitness accounts. No one has ever found Jesus' body. The disciples didn't have it. They would have pulled it up the moment they got threatened by death. None of the non-Christian rulers could have had it because they would have pulled it out the moment the disciples started to say Jesus is alive. No one's ever had it. No one's found it. Instead, you know what we've got? We've got over 500 people who all testify to a risen, living, walking, talking Jesus. Look, read it for what it is, an eyewitness, truthful account. Listen, trust those around you who all talk about it to be true. And you know what, tonight, right now, hear that voice in your heart that is declaring that Jesus is alive and that there is certain hope that could be found in him. Jesus says, whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this?
Oh, great, great. What certain hope we have in Jesus. And that question there at the end, what would it take for you to stop doubting and believe in Jesus? It's a big question, isn't it? And you might be watching tonight and you might be having a lot of these big questions. Well, we have a video series on YouTube that looks at some of these big questions that we face today as sports people. Here, check it out now.
Does God even care about my sport? What's my sport to him?
You will not see a worse miss than this.
Yeah, we saw some of those big questions there, didn't we, Saz? Real helpful videos coming out. They're coming out once a month on the Sports Plus YouTube channel and Instagram. So be sure to subscribe to those so you don't miss any of those videos. To really dig in deep to see what we were saying, or Saz, to see what the certain hope in Jesus makes a difference to these big questions. So be sure to check it out. If you know other sports people who want to look at these big questions, be sure to pass it on. Not one to be missed, Saz.
Definitely not one to be missed. Now, Phil, earlier you said, I think you said, or you mentioned about an update on Sports Plus. Now, I am really excited. It is the highlight of my year. Tell me, could you give us some intel or tell us what's the latest about Sports Plus?
Yes, certainly. Here is the latest, Saz. We are planning, of course, now things can change with all the different restrictions, but we are planning to once again run Sports Plus camps residentially in the summer. So as you say, really exciting times, hoping to run another camp as well, an additional camp. And as we say, might change. We're planning for it, face-to-face camps. Really exciting stuff coming into the summer.
Oh, great. So say I'm a young person and I want to sign up to one of these camps. What do I have to do?
Yeah, okay. First things first, this is a note for parents, okay? Check your inbox tomorrow. There's going to be an email coming into your inbox. It's going to tell you the latest updates on Sports Plus camps. And then also I'll have a link to the website. You can see it below. Get on the website and we will keep you up to date with any changes that might happen with different restrictions changing in different areas, and stay up to date with what the Sports Plus camps look in those different areas. So get into the inbox, check out the email, and get onto the website for all the details. And then finally, date for the diary. Monday, the 19th of April, 7 p.m. Bookings open for Sports Plus 2021. There it is. Make a note in the diary. Don't miss out and get signed up for Sports Plus 2021.
Be ready. 7 p.m.
Exciting.
Nice, very nice. Hey, why don't we watch a little video to whet your appetite for Sports Plus this summer? Oh, so exciting. That video makes me smile. Oh, we're really hoping that Sports Plus, we hope and pray that we'll be able to do it this summer and create some of those scenes like that in that video. But I can see the time and we're finishing off now, but we need to go through the answers to the all-important quiz. So let's check them out. Question number 1. What colour swim cap is the lady adjusting her goggles wearing? The answer was green.
Yeah, that looks green to me, Saz.
Yeah, does look
nice.
good.
Let's go. Question number 2 then. What was the name of the Kenyan runner? What was the name written on his vest, or who is leading the 800-meter race? What is it? Oh, here, I don't know how to pronounce that, Saz. You go for it. My it'll be awful. Yeah, well, there you go. If you know it, you got it. Well done when you get that one. Question number 3.
Or what number is the volleyball player we see serving the ball wearing? 15.
There we go.
Number 15.
There we go. The positions there, the netball position of the player who receives the pass and passes the ball. What do you think it was? Centre. Simple as that.
Yeah.
C for centre.
There you
Next
go.
question.
What company is the sponsoring the football player who receives the yellow cards? Pepsi. You saw that.
Yeah, fair play, Sass. That is very well done. There we go, the 50-50 one. Which hand was raised in the boxing ring? What do we think it was? Look at that. It's the right hand. Of course it was. Well done if you got that one right.
Nice. Question number 7. What is the sum of the number involved in the football substitution displayed on the 4th officials board? 22. There you go.
That. Fair play. A maths one and observation, Saz. Unbelievable. Next question then. Which nation's flag is displayed on the skydiver's suit? I think we were pretty clueless in this one, Saz. There we go. Brazil.
No, didn't get that one. Well done if you did. Question number 9. What number is displayed on the vest of the runner raising her arms as she finishes the marathon? 5,784. 5784. There you go.
Here we go. Where in the goal does the handball player score her penalty? I was confident this one, Saz. I think it's top left. I've kind of lost my confidence. We'll see where it is. Bottom right. Ah! It was a false confidence, Saz.
Oh, no.
Hopefully the young
That's
people are better than that. Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
dear.
The time. What do we think?
Oh, how many sports people and officials in the total do we see in the clip? I just don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, it must
there we
be
go.
253. Sazio, I've got a stat as well. Do you know somebody was only 3 out on the tiebreaker?
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm serious. The stats have came in, but listen, Saz, that doesn't matter. We just need to know who came first, who came second, who came third. Why don't you take us through it?
Here we go. 3rd place. Rebecca, good job. Well done, Rebecca. 7 points. Excellent. And in 2nd place, Sally with 8 points. Very good. And Phil, you're going to announce the winner. I'm going to do a drum roll.
Here we go. Our winner is Anna from rugby with 8 points. So the tiebreaker must have done it. Well done, Anna. You have the kudos, the bragging rights for the winner of the Sports Plus online quiz. Massive, massive well done to Anna. Saz, look, that's us for tonight.
It is. And Anna can go to bed a champion.
Anna can go to bed a champion. And you know what? I hope all of us can go away from today having learned something, having a great day, having a great day of sport in that challenge. But I pray, and I'm going to pray now, that off the back of today, we'll go knowing what that certain hope in Jesus is. So, Saz, let me pray. We'll say goodbye, and we'll close off Sports Plus Online. Lord God, thank you so much for your Son, God, who died and paid that price for our sin, and God, who rose again. Lord, thank you for the certain hope that you offer. And Lord, I pray that although each of us will undoubtedly have our doubts at times, and some of us, Lord, may be doubting at the moment, God, please may you help us to, like Thomas, Lord, see that you are the Lord. You are the one who has defeated death. And God, that we would come and find our hope in you. Amen.
Oh, man.
Saz, it's been great.
It's been a blast.
Young people at home, we hope you too have had a blast. From Saz and myself, adios.